Used to be a beat cop years ago. You get called out on domestic disturbances. Lots of them. Hundreds, probably, over the years. There was this one guy, this one piece of shit that I will never forget. Gordy. Looked like Bo Svensson. You ever remember Bo? Walking Tall? You don't remember him? Yeah. He's a big boy. 270, 280. But his wife was, whatever she was, his lady, she was real small. Like a bird. Had wrists like little branches. Anyway, my partner and I, we'd get called out there every weekend. And we'd pull her aside and we'd say, okay, tonight's the night we press charges. Now this wasn't one of those, deep down inside, he loves me setups. We got a lot of those, but this wasn't one of them. This girl was scared. She wasn't going to cross him. No how, no way. So there was nothing we could do. We'd hand her over to the EMTs and we'd throw him in the car and we'd haul him into town and we'd throw him in the drunk tank. And he'd sleep it off. The next morning, he was back on his way. Right back home. One night, my partner was off sick, and it was just me. And the call came in, and it was the same old crap. She broke her nose in the shower or some such thing. So I cuffed him, and I threw him in the back of the car, and off we went. But this night, as we're driving into town, this sideways asshole is in the back seat of my car, and he starts humming Danny Boy. And it just rubs me wrong. So instead of turning left, I turn right, out in the middle of nowhere. And I put him on his knees. And I put my revolver in his mouth. And I say, this is it. This is it. This is how it ends. And he starts crying, going to the bathroom all over himself, swearing to God he'll never touch her again. Screaming, as much as you can scream with a gun in your mouth. And I tell him to be quiet. I need time to think about what I'm going to do now. And of course, he gets quiet. He goes still. He gets real quiet. Like a dog waiting for kitchen scraps. And for a long time, we just stood there and looked at each other. Me pretending to think about what I'm going to do next. And Prince Charming there, on his knees, in the dirt, his pants full of shit. And then after a few minutes, I take the gun out of his mouth. And I tell him, so help me, if you ever touch her again, I will such and such and such and such and blah, 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 blah.
Just one.
Of course. Just trying to do the right thing. And then 2 weeks later, he kills her. Of course. Caved her head in with the base of a warring blender. We showed up on the scene, there was so much blood you could taste the metal. Moral of the story, I took a half measure when I should have gone all the way. I will never make that mistake again. No more half measures, Walter.